What's up, everyone? Good morning to you all, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. But it is Friday, and I'm ready for the weekend. I'm glad the weekend's finally here. Let's just go ahead. Well, actually, no. Before we do that, I've got two guests with me today. I've got Metis right here and Poop Giraffe right here. There's a long story behind that name. Maybe one of these days we'll get to it. I know you're familiar with him. You've seen him around before, but this is my 6-year-old daughter's favorite stuffed animal. She loves him just like more than anything. And she wanted him to be in my video today. And I said, you know what? I got to do that. So they're hanging out with me today. Anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I realized the other day this person's an idiot. And the reason I say that is because I spent 2 days of flying, like literally 2 hardcore days of flying on DCS PvE multiplayer, doing seed and deed. And I guess I don't want to call it seed, right? Because you can't like suppress in DCS. You can't suppress air, surface air threats, but destruction. We'll say deed, destruction of enemy air defenses. 2 days of deed missions on a PvE multiplayer server. Had a complete and total blast, great success. And then it dawned on me the other day that I hadn't turned my ECM pod on a single time out of all that flying, and I took it with me. I went through all the motions. I did everything that I was supposed to do, minus turning it on. I did not turn it on a single time. So yeah, I didn't send a single Tron out there in an attempt to like jam enemy radars. It never happened. I thought it was, and I guess I'm the luckiest Wild Weasel pilot ever. But yeah, so I watched a tutorial the other night, and they showed the step on how to like actually activate it, and I was like, okay, well, I haven't been using it. And you don't have to take one with you on those missions. I know a lot of people that don't, but I'm like, if I'm gonna take it with me, I want to use it. Like, I want it to work, right? So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be on the Nevada map. We're going to go out to the range. We've got 2 SA2 sites out there that we're going to see about taking out and actually employ the ECM pod. We're going to do all that, and I'm going to kind of show you how I do that. Also, if you find yourself enjoying these videos, if you like the DCS content, or if you just want to give me a shout out, be sure to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you guys. Hit that like, subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. And let's go ahead and get started with the mission. So we'll dauber switch down. We'll put in 12. Enter. That's going to be Nellis. And we'll turn that down. I wish this thing defaulted with the volume all the way down. Like, I don't need to hear that. I mean, sometimes you would, to make sure, but we don't need to hear that. So yeah, we've got 12. Let's change our mode to tack in. And what we need to do is we need to, well, first we're going to be flying the fighter low, the flex turnout. And we'll fly northeast, around the racetrack. We'll do the loop around the racetrack to the north of the flex landmark, the shooting range, and then we'll fly 270 to the 15 DME. The LSB 15 DME, we'll fly the 15 DME arc until we intercept the 267 radial. And we'll fly it outbound to fighter, and then we'll hit up all the other waypoints to the range. So that's it in a nutshell. Got that up. All right, well, what else we need to do? Let's go ahead and take care of our countermeasures program. We're going to do one. It's going to be number 7, CMDS. Hit that, and we're on program 1. You can see right here, program 1. Let's dauber over to chaff. So right now it's saying 1 chaff bundle, a sequence of 10 times at 0.02 seconds. So that's a bit much. I mean, we've only got 60. We've got 60 at each. That's not much at all. You go through that really, really quick. So we're going to do a sequence of 1 or a sequence of 2. So we're going to drop 2 chaff bundles every press. There we go. All right, let's go over to the flares. We don't want any flares. We don't have to worry about that. It's not an issue, so we're not going to have that called up. If we needed the flares, I'd probably put them on program 5. Honestly. There we go. All right, that's good too. Everything else is fine. Yeah, we won't worry about any other programs. They're not really important. We're just doing chaff. Let's return to the main. All right, let's make doubly sure everything is good to go. Go back to list, go to INS. It says ready. I haven't done a whole lot of stored headings on this thing. The stored heading alignment, but it says ready, so I guess we're good to go. Everything looks pretty good. Make sure our lights are okay. Yeah, fuselage are off, wingtails off. We don't need those. I'm not sure. I need to read the lighting SOP on this thing. On the A10, they start out with it flat. Like, they start up with the position lights flashing, and then when they taxi, they go to steady. So I don't know if that's the same for the F-16 or not. I don't know if that's an A10 thing or if that's like an Air Force SOP or what, but... All right, let's get taxi lights. All right, guys, I think we're about ready to head that way. Let's calibrate my trusty 20-year-old joystick like I always do. All right, trusty 20-year-old joystick is calibrated. This thing really needs to be in a museum. It really does. I guess it's kind of a testament to how good this thing was, but it's definitely it's filling the years. All right, our departure procedure, and I'll see about throwing this up on the screen maybe. Fighter 1, flex turnouts, like I said, remain within 4 nautical miles of Nellis. We gotta do at or below 3,000 feet to flex, and then we can start climbing out to at or below 8,000 when we intercept the 15 DME arc. 10,200 or above by the time we intercept the 267 radial, the LSV 267 radial. And then we fly outbound to fighter. Fighter's 14 and above. And then we'll have Jason, Flush, and Garth. We'll probably come off between Flush and Garth. We don't need to go all the way up to Garth, but that's basically going to be our route today. All right, I think we're set. I really should do a checklist. That way I wouldn't miss anything. All right, let's engage nose wheel steering with it's S for me. I'll tell you guys, like, I kind of go through the motions of what I do telling you. But my keybinds could vary greatly from yours. It just depends. All right, there we go. Kind of quiet at Nellis today, right? It's not too bad. Get a little external view here. Beautiful weapons school bird, right? This is a fighter weapons school at Nellis. I figured this would be a good one. Loadout for today. Let's go over that real fast too. Loadout for today is 2 bags, of course, and this is standard. I actually watched some videos of F-16s departing Nellis for red flag with a seed roll, a seed loadout. They had 2 bags. The HTS pod, they did have a sniper pod. We don't have a sniper pod. They did have a sniper pod, as well as the HTS pod. The usual air-to-air loadout, you know, AIM 120s on the wingtips for wing flutter, and then the AIM 9Xs below the wings. And the only difference is we've got 1 harm. They carried, or we've got 2 harms. Sorry, Spur can't count today. We got 2 harms, right? They carried 1. And they came back with a harm too. They don't actually fire them on the range. I'm assuming they simulate them, you know, somehow. They do simulated shots and they just take the harm with them just to have it on there, just to give the guys practice loading it or something. But either way, yeah, we're taking 2. They took 1, but it's pretty cool. There's a video. I'll try to link it or do something. It was the Shawbirds, Shaw Air Force Base F-16s. They all went out with seed loadouts, and that's the only video I've ever seen of planes like actually having a seed loadout at red flag. You know they do it, but I've never seen the video or never noticed it. All right, we're coming up runway 3 right. We're not going to use it. We're going to do left. Double check everything's clear. I don't know why. It's not multiplayer. It's just me, but it's a good habit to get into, especially if you do multiplayer flying. You better check the runways because it's the Wild West out there, guys. Like, it gets crazy. You know, not everyone uses the radio. Not everyone does favorable winds, you know, with the takeoffs and landings and stuff. Like, it's just whatever you want to do. So it's good to get in the habit of checking and making sure, because you never know. You don't want to have a midair on the runway. Alright, here we go. 3 left. Of course, we passed up the OR. I'm not worried about that. Like, you know, maybe some other time. We're just going to get straight to it. Alright, baby, here we go. We are lined up. Hold tight here for seconds. Apply the brakes, run the power up. I like to run it up to about 90. I'm not sure what they run it up to in real life, but I like to run it up to 90. You could probably run it up a little bit more, but yeah, she's starting to wiggle around a little bit. All right, off the brakes. Let's go into burner. Disengage nose wheel steering. All right, we're off. We are off. Yeah, I wish I want a joystick with like stiffer springs. I think that would help immensely to have something to actually kind of like pull and push against. Not really force feedback, but just a good stiff spring. Because you can have better fine control. Like, all right, so we're out of burner at 300 knots. We're coming around the racetrack here, and we're going to loop around it. Staying below 3,000 feet, at or below 3,000 feet. Because you know the overhead pattern, they come in at 3,500 feet, so, and they can do it opposite direction, so it gives them about 500 feet of clearance, right? All right, so we circle around. Flex is going to be right over there. I think Flex, I think it's an abandoned shooting range. Maybe it's active, I'm not sure, but it was some kind of shooting or target range or something. There's Flex. You see we're at 2,700 feet now, so we need to be 3,000 or below. A little more power. Roll out on 270 heading, so yeah, we fly 270 outs. We're not picking up our tack in. I don't know why. Yeah, we're not picking up our tack in. Why are we not picking up our tack in? That's important. Why are we not picking up our tack in? We got 12x, right? Oh, we need receive transmit or transmit. I don't think that really makes a difference. There it is. It's showing up. There we go. All right, that was it. Yeah. Never mind. All right, we'll cruise on out 300 knots and then we'll push it up 350. It's like Class B airspace, right? Like we're kind of skirting it. It's really super congested over here. So I'm just guessing they wouldn't get too crazy with it coming out of here. Let's look. All right, we're at the 7.3 DME right now. So basically what it does is it skirts you around town and then you kind of arc back to the left just when you get past those suburbs out there. The suburbs, right? You kind of arc back around and then you head out to the mountain over there. I guess that's Mount Charleston, right? Nice. Let's take a peek at her here. Oh, she's nice, right? That is such a cool scheme. This is my friend Tuma over on X, aka Twitter. He did these skins. He's got them up on the DCS user files. You can get it. I'll try to link that too. Really good scheme. High-res scheme, 4K. 4K scheme, so it's got a lot of detail to it. right, just keep watching that DME. We're at 12. And I'll tell you guys right now, I suck at flying DME arcs, especially in the F-16. Like, it takes a little getting used to. Like, I need to study up on that. It's so fast. Like, it's so fast and agile. It's really easy to get off the arc fast. All right, I think 14 is good enough. Let's go ahead and start turning in. We got to be 8 or below. All right, 8 or below at this point, so we're doing good. Now we need to be 10-2 or above by the time we intercept the 267. So we're just going to keep arcing around. We're at 15.6, so... yeah, it's a pretty stout turn to stay on a DME arc in this plane compared to like a little Cessna or something. All right, should be good enough. All right, we got to get 10-2 now. I think we're going to bust that. We'll try. We'll see. We'll see if we can hit it. Yeah, see, we're coming around to the 267 now. So, yeah, you got to climb pretty good through there. See if we can come back around to it. We need 267 heading. All right, 267. Yeah, not too bad. I would take that. I would take that. We got a little bit fast in that turn, a little faster. If we had a wingy with us, he would have been mad. Let's pull it back to 350. We'll keep climbing out. So fighter, we got to hit up at 14K and above. Let's do waypoint 2, steer point 2. That's steer point 2 right there. Go back to the right, just a little bit towards fighter here now. Oh yeah, fighter's right there. All right, we're on course. We're doing good. We got a little bit slow. That's the hardest thing with the Viper, and I haven't tried any formation flying in it yet, but that would be the hardest thing, is like maintaining speed in this thing. Like the Hornet is so easy. Plus you got the auto throttle too. Like, that could totally be a thing. All right, let's do attitude hold. Let's do steer points. Yeah, we'll go up to like 23,000 feet. We should be set. So there you go. Yeah, that's Dreamland over there. Not technically Dreamland. Area 51 would be somewhere back in this area, but that's it. That's the range. Really super cool location. All right, let's go to our next steer point. Steer point 3, which is going to be Jason. We're 20 out of Jason. Dang, my throttle's bouncing around all over the place. All right, let's go ahead and get our ECM at least operating. And let's turn on our RWR. Put you on semi. So we release the chaff. We do the countermeasures. She just tells us, and in semi, she'll automatically activate the jamming. We've got it on radar priority. Once again, we talked about this the other day. Radar priority means that it's going to let's see how to explain it. It's basically, it's going to allow you the ability to keep using your radar and try to jam around that. In other words, your radar is the focus, right? You should be able to still use it. We could honestly, like, we don't need our radar in this. We could do jammer priority. which basically it's like screw that radar. We're going to use the jammer, guys. Like technically, like I guess in a way. And then of course you've got barrage, which is just like all the time. And when you barrage, like you can't use your radar at all. I don't think in jammer you can use your radar either when it's actually like activated. All right, we'll level out about 24,000. It's just a single ship. In real life, there'd be multiple ships. Even just for two little SA2s, there would be multiple. All right, let's do altitude hold now. $24,000 feet. We'll pick our speed up to 250. We're not in the range yet, so we can't go weapons hot. And show you guys where we're at, like in relation to everything. So the range starts right here. And flush is right here. So we're going to Jason, which is right there. We go to flush up here. Between flush and Jason's where we enter the actual range. Let's go next steer point. Let's go flush. I guess at this point, they would talk to Blackjack. They talked at Nellis Control, and then they talked to Blackjack. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the how it works on the western side of the range. All right, so we are 18 out of flush. It's not very far. I love the training range. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do, honestly, in game. All right, we should be getting relatively close. Nice, we're Jedi 2-1. I didn't even notice that. Jedi 2-1, that's pretty cool. Personally, when I fly like Seed or Deed on multiplayer, I like to go with Mace because Mace takes your eyes out, right? So I feel that's pretty good. That's a pretty good call sign for Seed and Deed. Mace. All right, we're on the range. Let's go air to ground. Power up our harms, our AGM-88. So you go. You see 2 AG-88. That's our harms. Let's hit FLCS because we don't need that twice. Let's go to HAD. Pull that up. That's our range for our harms. And we'll go to HSD so we see our threat rings. There's our threat rings for our two SA2s out there. So it's full setup. Tracking radar, search radar, and I think they have 6 launchers each. So there's a lot of missiles out there waiting on us. I don't see anything for our heart. There we go. There's search radar. First search radar just popped up. That's the E3 AWACS. There's an AWACS up. We've got a tanker over here to the west of the range. It's based on a real life tanker track. He's hanging out over there. We won't need him, but he's hanging out over there somewhere. It's one that's used by the aggressors a lot. We're going to or from red flag. All right, no. Next steer point. We don't need to go back. Should do it in sequence. It's in manual right now. We should have done it in sequence. All right, let's go master arm on. Okay, yeah, it's jammer priority. Number 2, we've got all those set up. So now, what you have to do is I have to turn it on, and I'll try to throw this keybind up when I actually when we do this, when I edit. There you go. All right, you see it's active. All right, it's active. And it needs to be on a semi-automatic mode. If we wanted to do barrage, if we want to do transmit a barrage mode, it need to be on manual. All right, there we go. All right, I see one of the SA2 tracking radars. Let's make our display soy, and let's go over there and grab that guy real fast. He's jumping around everywhere. There we go. All right, we got one of them at least. So it's saying PGM5 over there, top right corner of the display. It's 1 through 5. That's the accuracy of the triangulation. Is trying to figure out exactly where it's at so it can send the harm out there to it. And we got the wrong one. Let's let go of this guy. We got the furthest one away. They're kind of moving around because it's triangulating them. Let's grab that one. There we go. All right, now we got that one. So yeah, it's trying to triangulate. You don't want to fly directly at it like right off the bat. Like you want to kind of skirt around it a little bit and give it a chance to triangulate. It's an awesome system. You see, we're PGM2 now, so we got a good fire. Like we could fire. We got a fire solution on this. We could absolutely fire. We're going to skirt just a little bit. In fact, let's turn our autopilot off. Let's go to attitude hold on that one, and let's kind of flirt with the threat ring a little bit here. Just a little bit. Just gotta flirt with it. We just want to kiss it just a little bit.
Counter.
There you go. All right, yeah. So you see the green light, ECM, is actually working. If you look down here, it says T, which means transmit. So it is transmitting. It is jamming. I wanted him to light us up. We gotta come left 30 degrees to get our shot. 10 degrees. Get the speed up, get the power up, get the speed up. And let's loft. All right, Magnum. Let's go defensive. Yeah, let's go defensive. Down. And 90 degrees to it. We'll try to notch it or put out some chaff. He hasn't launched on us, so that's good at least. He hasn't launched on us. Hopefully, this is going to be a good shot. We'll have good effect. It's not always a guarantee. Let's see what it does. This it may not be a good shot, guys. Yeah, oh, come on. Where are you going? No, 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 no. What's it doing? Look at it. You see it turned off at the last minute. Now where's it going? Oh, it went stupid. It went for this one at the last minute. Look at that. Is it going to get it? Is it going to do it or not, guys? Is it going to do it or not? Let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Boom, got it. Nice. All right, well, that one's down, but it went for the furthest one. Yeah, it totally did. It went for the furthest one at the last minute. I don't know why. I really don't. I don't have a clue as to why it went for that one at the last minute. Maybe that was the one that was tracking me. Like it saw that radar was turned on, the other one was turned off. But either way, we got one of them. All right, so we just we climb up, rinse and repeat. Of course, it'd be a lot easier with a 2-ship or multi-ship. Like you could get multiple harms off. You could probably just about take it out, you know. 2 harms per ship, you know, 2 per radar, have it knocked out in no time. So we'll climb back up. We'll make a circly. We'll make a circly back around and we'll do the same thing. We've already got the other radar locked up. See, our ECM's still going. So yeah, that wasn't happening the other day. I wasn't actually like turning it on. All right, you see, ECM's off now. If we were in barrage, it would just be on all the time, constant, like until we turned it off. But right now, with it being in semi-automatic and its jammer priority, it's turning it off and on as needed. All right, we're going to stay in burner for a bit. I want to try to burn some of this fuel off too. We've got gas for days. We got gases for days. All right, let's roll out here. We lost our radar. It's still showing the other radar on the screen. That's the only thing that's kind of confusing to me. I guess it still kind of thinks it's out there maybe, but it's really not. And on this map, the way it's set up for this mission, it doesn't give you a kill. So we saw it hit, but if you notice, it didn't pop up on the screen for training purposes. Because, I mean, in real life, you technically wouldn't know 100% for sure whether you killed it or not. Like, it may go off the air, but did it go off the air because they cut it off? Or did it go off the air because you killed it? Like, you just don't know. All right, let's fly out a little bit more. We're at, looks like 7,000 pounds on the nose. Oh, our seat is not armed. That is not good, Spur. We missed an important step. Oh, I need a checklist. You live and die by checklists. I totally should do a checklist. All right. We lost him again. Go back. See if we can grab him. No, we lost it again. Nice. All right. Well. Dude, there we go. All right. Let's go piss them off. Let's wake them up. Let them know we're here.
Counter.
There we go. They know. They absolutely know. They know we're here. What's our PGM2? So we do have a firing solution. We got to come left 10 degrees, 10 more degrees. There we go. Roll out. Let's keep the speed in. Keep the power in. We're almost Mach 1. I'd like to see Mach 1 to get this thing off. There we go. Mach 1. And we're pretty close on it. Magnum. All right. Rinse and repeat. So we're not even doing barrage on this. I think in some situations I probably definitely would do barrage.
Counter.
All right, there we go. Make our 90. We'll try to get 90 degrees to it to notch it. And down low. Oh man, what a show this would be from the ground, right? Could you imagine seeing an F-16 doing this?
Chaff flare.
Let's go ahead and give it a little chaff.
Chaff flare. Counter.
Of course, in semi-automatic, she's telling us to counter. In manual, she wouldn't. Like, it's all you. She's like, it's all you, baby. Boom, got it. Nice. Got that one, too. And it looks like we got a launcher out of that. All right, sweet. It's still pinging it. Like, I don't understand that. Unless it's the search radars, maybe. But the tracking radars are down. Like, they're totally down. I would be willing to bet, like, I won't put my life on the line, but I'd be willing to bet they're down. Like, so yeah, mission accomplished, guys. We did it. We took the radars out. All right, let's trim her back to the right. Let's climb out. Let's give her some burner. About to burn her 6,000 pounds. Yeah, I would like to be down to about 4 when we go around into the overhead. Maybe 3. All right, job well done. All right, so that's the ECM. Turning it on helps a whole lot. That is for sure. Turning it on is it's a huge help. You take it with you, turn it on. Be sure to use it. Don't be like Spur. Don't take it and not use it the whole time. Use it. Yeah, sweet. We're good. All right, let's see. We're heading east. We'll do 230. All right, let's head back to, this is going to be, yeah, that's going to be Flush. That's going to be Garth. That one, I think it's 8. It's not displaying correctly on my Like when you go to targeting mode, I hadn't figured this out yet, how to get your steer points back up as far as your navigation, because right now it's pointing me to where one of the SAM sites was at. It's all right. We know where we're going. All right, that was the E3. That's AWACS lighting us up. So we're good. Yeah, we took those out. We totally did. Oh, that'd be so cool. I would love to do this in a 2-ship and go in with like harms. Like have one guy have harms, another one have CBUs or something, like the 105s, or one harm and one CBU each, and then... Oh man, you could lay waste. I think it'd be really cool to do that, or like a 4-ship, going in as a 4-ship. Man, you could wreck things as a 4-ship. Like do a true, you know, a true like realistic deed mission. I said we can't. There's the what mod is that does you can kind of suppress them. Integrated Air Defense Network, the IADS. That I think that does, like, you can actually suppress that. We may have to test that out sometime, honestly. We have to get that mod and put it in IADS, the IADS mod. It's really super cool. Like, if you're not familiar with it, it links everything together. Like, it integrates the air defense system. And supposedly, if you shoot a harm, like, they'll turn the radars off, just like in real life, right? Like, they don't want to die. So they turn the radar off, so your harm won't track it and home in on it. And then, like, you have power nodes and stuff like that. Like, you have generators for the SAM sites. And if you hit the generator, it takes the SAM site out because they no longer have power. It has, like, command and control. It's linked into the early warning radar. So, like, there's so much to it. I read on it a little bit, but... I'm not terribly familiar with it. If you've tried the integrated air defense system in DCS, even if it still even works, it's been a while back since I read about it, but if you've tried it, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about it. I'd love to hear that. That would be really cool. Let's do standby on you. All right, nice. I think we're good. So this should be, let's look at our arrival now. We're doing a standard arrival. This is a lot like airliners. If you fly airliners in Microsoft or X-Plane or whatever, this is a lot like airliners. It's your standard arrivals. They've got standard arrivals and departures to and from the range, and then to the base and everywhere. We're flying to, we're going to Jason first. Jason is the next waypoint right there. See a little white dot there lit up, and then strike. So we're doing the strike recovery into Nellis. Let's look at any altitude limits. We got none on here. We go Jason to strike, and then our next portion of it. Let's see what this says. Strike at 9,500 or above. Let's go ahead and start descending. Yeah, strike 9,500 or above. Jordan 9,500 or above. Gas peak 8,500 or above. Apex 4,500 or above. And then basically 3,500 for the overhead. Yeah, see our nav display on the HUD down there, bottom right corner is for our targets. I have no clue. Like, I can't figure out how to get it back to the steer points. Spur's got to have some navigation training. I told you, I'm new to this bird. I haven't really flown her a whole heck of a lot. We know the bare minimums. It's a good thing I watched that tutorial the other night, and the reason why I say that, like, what I like to do when I'm training and figuring this stuff out is I'll watch some tutorials. I'll kind of figure out the basics, the bare minimums. Like, I know how to drop dumb bombs in this plane. I know how to do the seed. And so I'll fly it and I'll go through the motions, and then eventually I'll go back to watch another tutorial. Like, so I'll watch a tutorial, I'll figure out how to do it, and then I'll go back and watch another tutorial to make sure that, like, I'm covering everything, and then I start kind of refining, like, sequences and stuff like that. And so I went back, like I was going out and having successful seed missions. I was able to get the missiles off and get them on target. So I knew I could do that. So I went back to another tutorial. I was like, okay, is there anything else I can do, like sequence wise or whatever? And then it, like I saw the step where you actually turn your ECM on and off. And I was like, well, shoot, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that at all. I did everything but that one little step. One little step. All right, we're below 18,000 feet. So, I mean, technically, we could cancel IFR and fly VFR. From here, we could do like 17.5 or something. West even, east odd, right? Plus 500 VFR. Fighter jets do it too. Pointy nose jets fly VFR all the time. I've seen tons of videos on YouTube from the HUD. They're out there. You have to look for them. But there's tons of videos on YouTube of like regular missions from the HUD. I've seen a few in the F-16, and one of the first things they did after they departed the field was they canceled IFR. They canceled IFR and they went, like a lot of them were on low levels and stuff, so they would cancel IFR, then they would fly VFR out to the low level. Now they would have like, they could have flight following. You know, they could have that for sure, but yeah, we could totally do that. In fact, there's an audio recording of a red flag exercise going on at Nellis, and you can hear the aggressors, you can hear the MiGs. And what's kind of interesting about this flight, this MiG flight, was that they launched out of Area 51. The MiGs launched out of Area 51. They went and participated in red flag as aggressors, and then they went back to Area 51. But they were wanting, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was a black aircraft or more than likely it was probably F-16s that were there for like chase planes or something, and these guys just wanted to participate in red flag to keep their training up or something, I'm assuming. I don't know, but when they got done, they wanted to go back to Area 51, but they didn't want the controllers to know that they were going to Area 51. Why? I don't know. I can't explain that, but they exited the airspace, and the controller, the Nellis, it wasn't Nellis controller, it was someone else, but it was a military controller. He tried to vector them onto the western tanker track over here that I was telling you about. And they didn't want to do that. They wanted to go back to Nellis, but they didn't want to tell, or they wanted to go back to Area 51, but they didn't want to tell them that. And the controller got a little bit snippy with him, and he was like, well, where are you going? And the MiG pilot was like, I'll tell you when I get there. He literally said that on the radio. He said, I will tell you when I get there. How, like, what a Chad move is that, right? Like, seriously, what a Chad move is that? To tell the controller, I'll tell, an F-16 pilot is like, I'll tell you when I get there. So then they exit, then they go back and forth a little bit more, and then the F-16 pilot's like, or whatever kind of fighter pilot he was, I'm just assuming F-16, he's like, how about I just cancel IFR and get out of your hair? And that's what they did. They canceled IFR and they quit talking to that controller, and then the next thing you know, they're talking to Area 51, I guess, what is that controller, Dreamland or whatever. And they changed their call sign to Lovin'. Their call sign was then Lovin', and they landed at Area 51 as Lovin'. So really, like, one of the coolest exchanges I think I've ever heard in military radio. Like, it was so odd hearing them kind of argue, and like the boss move, like, I'll tell you when I get there, and just the whole thing was just really odd but super cool. All right, we're coming up on this is Jordan. And then the next one after that is going to be Gas Peak, which is basically right there. And then Apex is straight ahead. 080 to Apex. We need to descend, pull the power back. And there's Nellis. There's our arrival. That story worked out perfect. It got us to Nellis. You can kind of make it out down there a little bit. So yeah, we need to be Apex at 4,500 and above, which you pretty much need to be at 4,500 because you have to descend to 3,500, not like right after that. There's a racetrack. Standard overhead for the Air Force, 300 knots, 1,500 feet. So we'll try to get to 300 knots. We should be able to. And once again, our radar altimeter is not on because I always forget that is a double click. Like I click it one time and then I'm like, I'm done. I'm good. There you go. Beautiful downtown Nellis. Or Las Vegas, not Nellis. There's downtown Nellis right there. There, yeah, we need to descend a lot more. From what I can tell on these profiles, you pretty much have to be on, like, if it says 9,500 and above, you need to be pretty dang close to, like, 9,500. What's our fuel state look like? 4.6. Yeah, I'll go with that. That's okay. It's better than 7. I don't know what the landing weight is. I don't know what it needs to be, and I'm not going to calculate that. I've seen some charts with the weights of all the things, but it's just too much, right? Like, if I could just have, like, a general idea of where I need to be roughly, I'm good. I think 4.6 is okay. It may be a little bit on the heavy side, but...
Altitude.
Alright, there's Betty. Alright, let's start circling around, add a little power in. We're at 300 knots. I could tell you, this would be a really suck approach to fly as a 2-ship. Because you have to hook this hard, like, 70-degree turn or whatever. There you go. There's a runway coming back in. All right, we need to keep descending. We need to be 4,000 feet for our next point, which I think is that where that little road crosses over I-15. All right, we're going to do 2-1 right. Right hand brake. It's a lot going on in this approach. Like, usually I'm pretty comfortable with overheads at most anywhere, but this one always kind of, I don't know. This one always feel like it's by the seat of your pants. I don't know what it is about Nellis, but all right, 4,000 feet. All right, let's go ahead and get down to 3,500. Descend to 3,500 within the 5 DME. We're not quite within the 5 DME, but you know what? Good enough. Close enough. 5.2. All right, 3,500, which is 1,500 feet AGL by the racetrack. We're going to be really easy with this brake. Like I said, I'm still not like terribly familiar with the airplane. I'm still kind of figuring out like what weights I can get away with. It's got 2 bags on it, all that stuff. So we're going to be kind of easy with it. All right, I think we can go into brake. Pull power back. We got to roll out on 030. About 210, 200 to 220 knots, somewhere in there. I'd like with the 2 bags, I like to do maybe about 220. Yeah, she's starting to dip a little bit on us. You don't want to do that. All right, there goes 030, 217. Nice. All right. Yeah, this plane is like, it's a little finicky in the overhead. There's more work to this one than any other plane I've flown. All right, gear down. Pretty close. We're a little bit off. Your missile should be, your wingtip missile should be on the runway. Let's get the speed brakes out a little bit. That should be good. A little more power. Start circling back around. Do the 180. She's a little slower than what I'd like. More power. More power, more power. There we go. I like it in the top, like the top third of the... Oh, it's just something about this overhead. I don't know why, but man. There we go. All right, we're about the top third there. There we go. All right, nice, guys. Looking good so far. Let's come on around. We might fly through it a little bit. She's sinking on us. Let's get some more power in. All right, that's better. All right, here we go. Start looking down the runway. Look down the runway. Power out. There we go. We're down. Try to hold the nose up as best I can. It's kind of hard. We'll keep it up a little bit. Hold the nose up for that aero braking. Full speed brakes. All right, nose came on down. I think they have to. Like, they have to make that a competition, these pilots. You see, especially with F-15 pilots and F-16 pilots. Like, I wonder if they do. They're like, look how long I kept my nose up. You know, I kept the nose up like 2/3 of the way down the runway. You know, they have to. There has to be a little competition with that, like how they ace it. Let's get on the brakes here. Should have applied some back pressure on the stick after the nose comes down, because that helps as well too, because it does your elevator. Right, that would help. All right, we made it back. Nice mission, guys. I really enjoyed that. That was an absolute blast. Took out our SA2s. Actually used the ECM pod this time. We actually employed the ECM. We sent Trons out there, right? We sent some Trons out there to jam the radar. And we topped it off with a nice overhead, which is always the chef's kiss. If you can come back and ace a nice overhead, then you've done good. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Love all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell. All those things. Definitely leave me a comment, because I love hearing from you guys. And we'll catch you in the air next time. Peace. No, big cat. No. Oh, no. No, kitty. Oh, that's a MiG. That's a MiG over us. Okay. It's the weirdest day ever.